Good morning, YouTubers, friends, followers, but mainly good morning to the subscribers. Those of you that keep on this channel and are enjoying my content. I appreciate it. But if you're watching this right now and you've not yet subscribed, why not? It's free. But it's not freedom of speech. No, because the YouTube human reviewer, 9 times out of 10, probably less educated than myself, tries and briefs me up on what I know and what I don't know. Interesting people at YouTube. Well, people, yesterday was a brilliant day for me. I went with my son and my ex-wife, and we went to Harry Potter's Warner Brothers studio, which was fantastic for his 12th birthday, clearly. To be fair, and I will be honest with you, I paid for the day, truthfully, but my ex-wife paid for the trip. And I honestly believe that the pricings for that tour are possibly out of reach of most families. I mean, £50 for an adult, £38 for a child. But the tour is amazing. I must admit, it is absolutely stunning. But then there's a green screen thing where you can sit on a broom and pretend, and they put it on the back of a video and you pay for it. That's £40. But if there's 3 of you, it's £40 plus £20 for each additional person. So straight away, there's £80 again. So, and if you want to buy something from the shop, a typical wand is about £35. So the truth is, if you're going to go there for a day out, it needs to be a special occasion and you need to bloody save up. So there we go. But I'm going to be honest, I loved it. Brilliant. The food was beautiful. They know so much. It's the real movie set. It's actually stunning. So if you can't afford it, pop across and enjoy it. Yes. Right. I'm having to read quite a few things coming in now, and sometimes it's just like, wow, 5 emails. Every time I refresh my Hotmail, there's about 15, 20 emails coming in at any one time. But I go through them. One is about the NHS. And I get lots of messages from nurses and people that work at the NHS, and they are all, I'm going to be honest, from different hospitals, but they all have the same issues. Nurses are sick and tired of senior management causing issues. They're not the ones striking, the ones at the top. Their wages, they're happy with them. The government has never thrown so much money at the NHS. Our NHS has never had so much money given to it, but it's been wasted at the top. Remember the days you went to hospital? You wanted to use your phone? You asked the nurse, can you use your phone? She went, yes, go ahead, it's free. And you got up and you walked down to the place in the hospital and you used the phone. Those days are gone. Remember the days you used to get up and used to go into one room and socialise in the TV room? Each ward had one, a TV room. Those days are gone. And this is why the NHS is skint. Waste money. Now, when you lie in I've been to the hospitals, you can lie in a bed, you pull this arm out, and it's a big TV, comes right out in front of you, usually white, thick plastic. On there has a phone. You can use your credit card, you can watch Netflix, Sky, Amazon, Prime, everything's there. Mobile, you can do the lot there. Those things cost tens of thousands of pounds, and they're in front of most beds now. It's just, the wastage there is unbelievable. The budget for 2022-2023, the government's given 608 billion. That's a lot. That's a lot. But the NHS is saying that £29 billion a year goes to cover extreme poverty. So let's look at extreme poverty. Let's break that down. Extreme poverty is where you're not actually given into you're not adding, but you're coming from nothing and you're using their facilities. Would that be economic migrants, asylum seekers and refugees? Would that be them? That'd be them trying to, but rather than say that, they'll say extreme poverty. That word covers it all. So they're not telling the truth. I do think nurses deserve to be paid higher than they are. But I also believe that nurses should be protesting to get rid of the management. There we go. Anyway, let's move on. I'm sure you've all heard of a guy called Jeremy Rayner. Marvel character. I first heard of Jeremy Renner when he was the lead role in a movie called The Hurt Locker. Hurt. He's hurt now, actually. He's hurt now. He's in hospital undergoing his second operation. Don't know how he did this. But Jeremy Renner has run over his own legs with a snowplow. I've only ever heard of this once before, where someone run over themselves. I can't remember, it was Katie Price or something like that, but it just seems weird, doesn't it? How do you run over yourself in your own vehicle? In fact, it was wrong. It wasn't Katie Price, I apologise. It was that guy from E17 who run over himself. It doesn't bear to think about. It is what it is, isn't it? Right. We're now being told that the UK is about to suffer the world's worst economic, what's the word for it? Economic catastrophe, basically. We're about to go into a recession. I wonder why. It's because the UK government are trying to be everybody's friend and paying out millions and billions of pounds to places that don't need it. They're wasting our taxpayers' money on shit rather than investing it in the UK. And that's why we're going to go into recession. Last year, believe it or not, there was so many restrictions placed on shops and buildings that 50 superstores closed. Over 100 shops had to shut and 150,000 people found themselves on the dole because of COVID restrictions. If I was them right now, I would sue the UK government for making those decisions. Are you enjoying that, Bone? Oi. Clearly he is. And I'm hearing now from royal correspondents that the royal family are sick to death and exhausted. They're completely exhausted with Harry and Meghan's constant stream of misinformation. There's going to be no way back for them, and we're going to see in the next few days. I mean, I don't understand it. I don't understand how a couple who have spent the last 2 years telling us all that the British royal family are racist, and they have caused so much division between colours, creeds and religions. They're getting awards for bringing us together, yet they're causing more division than anything. And now we hear that Harry wants to have some sort of reconciliation with his father and he wants back in the family. I say no. No. Banished for life. That's what I would do. Banish them for life. Wow. If it's anything like, if these things coming out are going to be like the Oprah interview, then we know there's lies. It's just filled with lies. It's filled with self-serving, financial gain bullshit, isn't it? There we go. What else is going on? Well, Pierre, someone from the House of Lords. Michelle Mone, that owns lingerie company. Don't know what name it is. I'm not going to mention anyway. There we go. Now, we know that she's under investigation for allegedly applying pressure to the government to gain a contract during the pandemic, where she set up a company a couple of days before she actually got the contract, and she gained £203 million of taxpayers' money. Now it's came out today that prior to this contract being signed and sealed, her husband donated £170,000 to the Conservative Party. Wow. I would say that's called a bribe, in my opinion, but without prejudice, clearly. There we go. Right. Now, this bit here I have to say, because I find this strange, but I also find this funny for this reason. Over the last 5 years, lots of campaigns have been getting run by students in universities. Students in universities started about let's get rid of the monuments. They sort of empower a time when slavery was ripe, and we need to let's pull down the statues, let's pull down the monuments, get rid of that, get rid of this. Yeah, let's do this. Black Lives Matter. Let's teach Black history. Let's teach this and let's teach that. Well, universities, which I find funny, someone has done a poll of all the universities, and listen to this. Universities are paying white staff larger sums of money than black staff. And that's even at King's College in London. King's College in London, London, York University, Exeter University, Manchester University, Birmingham University, Nottingham University. Yes, they're all paying the white staff more money than they pay the black staff. So, rather than start your moaning about what's happening outside, maybe universities need to fix themselves first. Yeah, lead by example, universities. Yeah, I can't believe they would do that. Disgusting universities. Imagine paying people a higher rate just because of their colour. Well, I now have to go and do things for the day. My dog's finished his bone, it looks like. Oi, done. What I will say is, continue. Oh no, I'll end on one thing. 2 days ago, I posted something on Twitter about my book and Harry's book. I have been inundated with support. Also, a few trolls saying, I can't believe, Trevor, that you're using Harry's book. You're using Harry's book to sell your own. I know, I'm a marketing genius, aren't I? But see, whenever you respond by going, but Harry's using the royal family to sell his book. Nobody wants to talk about that. Anyway, I'd like to point out now that my advertisement on Twitter has now been read by over 106,000 people. And the majority of them love my book. So if anything, yes, I am a marketing genius and it never cost me a penny. Have a great day, everyone. Stay safe, but most of all, take care.